Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my Portugal vlog. So as you can see, I'm not in Portugal right now. I was not the best at filming clips. I started off really strong and then I was just having a little bit of like travel anxiety and homesickness, so I got out of the habit of talking, and then once I was out of the habit I just never picked it back up until the very end. But I did get lots of montage clips throughout my trip, so I felt like it was still good enough for me to do a vlog. So yes, I'm just gonna come in here and there to give some description of what's going on and stuff. So yeah, I'm generally going to let the clips play and then explain, but I guess the one bit of context I'll give at the beginning is that this trip was a week. We went to Portugal, started in Lisbon, and then trained over to Porto, and I was traveling with two of my girlfriends, and they have never been with me when I've like vlogged a lot, so I think that was part of the reason why I was as good about doing talking clips. Anyways, let's get into it. Hello friends, we've made it to Lisbon. We've come back to the Airbnb just to like take us into a second to freshen up before we keep on going, but I thought I would do the tour before I forget because this place is like kind of cute. Here's the first of two bedrooms. And like you got this mirror, and then you go down the stairs. You got this like small room. Here's a bathroom. Okay. Go upstairs. I try not trip and die. Hello. Here's a little kitchenette right near the front door. And then there's upstairs to the second bedroom and bathroom. Here's the upstairs. We got the chairs. And then over this way to the beds. Ta-da! Say hola! Good morning friends. This seems to be the position. I wish I could prop you up, you'd be way too far away. It's day number 2. Day number 1, my friends were like, you just need a chiller day. All the flights and everything, like I didn't get to Airbnb until like 1:45. Like a block away from our neighborhood is this really cute market. Almost looks like one of those Christmas markets, but it's open year round. So we walked around, we got a little snack, a little drink, and then we just did some more walking around. We tried to do the tram. There's like a really famous tram in Lisbon, E28. We waited an hour and like it did not come, so we're gonna try again and do it this morning. And then we ended up walking down to the water. I forget the name of the plaza, but there's this huge plaza, and then we found a little park, and then we just had a little picnic dinner. I came back and I helped my friends get ready. They decided to go like out, but I knew I needed to sleep. There was no way I was able to go out and still go today. Honestly, I could have even slept more. That's kind of where we're at this morning. We've got a big day. We're trying to hit a lot of the sites in Lisbon, so yeah, we're just getting dressed and then we're gonna head off to LX Factory first. They have a little flea vintage market on Sunday mornings, so let's go. Day 2, like I kind of mentioned at the beginning. Sorry, I still got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. You'll hear it at the end. I got sick at the end and it's still lingering a little bit. So we took over the iconic Lisbon tram. It is tram 28E over to LX Factory. And also, I forgot to mention this in the intro, but I'll be like linking down below all the things that we saw and stuff because the blog is kind of on hiatus, so I'll be putting it in the description. So we went over to Alex Factory, which has a bunch of cute little stores, got a little bit of breakfast, and then we went over and found another little farmer's market before we went to lunch to Java, which is a Mediterranean restaurant that had like really good views of both the city on one side and the water on the other side. We had a little bit of rain showers, so the patio was closed, but I could really see the patio on like a Saturday afternoon being really bumping. And then after lunch we went up to the castle. Please excuse my Portuguese pronunciation, it's not the best. I believe it's Castelo de Sao Jorge, which is the castle on the very top of the Lisbon Hill. We took the bus up because I heard online that was better, otherwise it's a really hard walk. So we took the bus up, walked around the castle, and then we walked down and we passed like a little lookout on the way down. The castle was probably one of my favorite things in Lisbon that we did. And then this wasn't in the vlog, I didn't get any clips of this, but we just got pizza for dinner and we had a little bit of an early night because day 3 is Sintra.
This is a good day to be spectacular.
So this was probably one of my favorite days of the whole entire trip. We went and took the train over to Sintra. It was about a half an hour train over and you take it like directly from the station to Sintra. It was pretty easy. Sintra has a big national park and there's a bunch of different things that you can do within it. We only did 2. In the morning we went to Pena Palace, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is a really cool Moorish style castle. We didn't go inside because you have to like book it and it's a lot more money. We just walked outside of it and then we walked the grounds. Then we took the bus into the like Sintra historic part and we had lunch there and it was really cute to walk around. And then from there we walked over to Quinta da Regaleira, which is another site. They have a big house. Once again, you can go pay extra to go inside or you can just walk the grounds, and this grounds had a lot of really cool things. There was one thing that we didn't do. It's called like the Well of Intuition or Intuition Well. The line with that was like stupid, but we did the rest of the little things that you can walk around and see. And then after that we took the train back in. I think it was like just before 4 or 5. We went back to the little market that we went on the first day. I had some sangria there and then the drinking continued. We went to a wine bar and then we went out and had ramen for dinner, and I might have had just a little bit too much to drink that day. But yeah, it was a really good day. Day 4 was our travel day. The only clip I got was on the train from Lisbon to Porto. We took a later afternoon train just because we couldn't get into our Airbnb until later anyways. But once we got in, we got some groceries and then we just had dinner in because we were tired from traveling. But you could have easily done like an earlier train in and actually like gotten some sightseeing done that day. It is possible if you don't have as much time in Porto to do that. Day number 5, this was like our exploring sightseeing day in Porto. So our place was not even a block away from the Capela das Almas, which is like a church that has a bunch of tiles on the outside. Portugal is really known for its tiles. There's a certain word for it in Portuguese that I forget, but they're really known for their tiles as a way to decorate the outside of buildings and also inside and everything. They're really into the aesthetics. So yes, this little church was not even a block away from our place. So we walked by it a couple of times. That's why you like see it a couple of times in the vlog. Then we walked by Torre dos Clérigos. I don't know. It's a really big clock tower. We didn't go up it, we just walked around it. And then we went to the Sao Bento train station. There's 2 train stations. We arrived at the other one. This one is known for being really pretty, has the tiles on the inside and everything, and it's like free to walk around. And then we went to Porto Cathedral, which is probably one of my favorite sites that we did. It was just so beautiful. It was only like €3, so for the cost that you pay to go in and like what you actually get out is definitely worth it. And then from there we walked down to Casa de Ribeira, which is the like historic neighborhood that's like right down by the water. And then we went back to our Airbnb, had a little break before we went out to dinner. We wanted to go to this one place for dinner, which we ended up going later in our trip for lunch. But because of that, we kind of like had to find something last minute. So we went to this hotel called Casa de Companhia. I think that's how you pronounce it. It wasn't the original plan, but it was really, really good food. Definitely a little bit more of a baller dinner, but the place was gorgeous. And actually, we returned a couple of times to that hotel to use the bathroom because it was a very nice free bathroom. And we literally just walked in and like pretended that we were staying there and no one said anything. So if you're looking for a good bathroom when you're in the downtown area, that was a really good one. But yeah, had a really nice dinner there. Day number 6, we kind of did some more exploring that we couldn't do the day before, because I didn't mention this, but the day before was May 1st, which is Labor Day in Portugal. So a couple of things were closed and there was some like protesting going around. So there was a couple of things that we couldn't do that we did later in the trip. So in the morning we just did a little bit of exploring, and then we went to McDonald's for lunch. And Porto's McDonald's is known as one of the prettiest in the world, because it used to be a cafe or restaurant before it was bought by McDonald's, and a part of the deal was that they had to keep some of the original features. So, and also I always find it fun to try McDonald's in new countries, so I was able to cross that off the list. Then we went over in the afternoon to Vila de Gaia, which in Porto, the other city on the other side of the river, is a different town, and this is where all of the wine cellars are. We went to Calem wine cellar for our wine tour. They did like a little tour of the caves, and they did a little bit of wine tasting. And then after that, we had a little bit of time to spend, so we went up to this rooftop bar in one of a different port cellar. This is Espaco, Porto Cruz. So you had the rooftop bar overlooking the river, so that was really cool. Definitely recommend going there. I can see in the summer times. We went there because we had a sunset boat tour booked, and our Airbnb host actually helped us hook it up. But Porto is known for having like 6 bridges, so we went all the way through the bridges. It was about 40 minutes. It was a little chilly on the boat because we got really cold weather, but it was really beautiful, and definitely I would recommend doing at least a boat tour when you're in Porto. And then after we went to our Airbnb, I had wine and grilled cheese for dinner. Day number 7 was our final day. We kicked it off at Cafe Majestic, which is one of the most well-known cafes in Porto. It's very, very pretty. And I think also part of the reason why it's really popular is that J.K. Rowling was like known to frequent it, especially when she was writing the Harry Potter books. But we went right at the morning. We went at like 10 o'clock and it opens at 9. And we didn't have to wait long. And it was a perfect way to just like start our morning. We just had like croissant and scones. It's definitely not cheap, but it's definitely worth the experience, I think. And then we went to the one thing that I would say is probably overrated on all of the things that we did was the Livraria Lello, the Lello library, or it's technically a bookstore. Really long wait, even though we bought tickets. It was way too overcrowded, and I just felt for like the amount that we spent, we didn't really get our money's worth out of it. And then we did our big meal. We went to Cantina 32, which, like I mentioned, it was the place we wanted to go to before, and it was absolutely incredible. Authentic Portuguese food. Not only was it well rated online, but also our Airbnb host did recommend it, so it was very good. And then we decided to finish by getting permanent souvenirs. We got tattoos. I'll insert a photo of my tattoo. I didn't really film anything inside the studio. I would highly recommend. We went to Odyssey tattoo studio and it was so clean and so welcoming. It was just a very beautiful space. It's owned by a couple and they were both very nice. Only one of them really spoke English, but they were both very nice. Did a very good job, especially one of my friends, it was their first time getting a tattoo and they were very good at like explaining everything. So that's kind of what we did in our afternoon, early evening, and then we kind of just ate some leftovers, got gelato, and that was that. Good morning, friend. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a cold in my throat and I've been awful at updating you guys, so I'm sure future Leah is going to be coming in with some like updates here and there of what we actually did during the trip. But I'm still in my PJs, but I wanted to do the little room tour now before I forget, because I totally forgot to do it when we first arrived. My room is still a complete mess, but I wanted to film this now before I like totally forget later. So let's go back to the front. So you literally come in the door behind me and there's a mirror right here. And then this is my room. Like I said, a complete mess. Just a single bed. There's an extra closet and this nice ledge I used to store a bunch of my stuff. And me again. And you come down this hallway and then this is the shared living space. We had this couch, which wasn't very comfortable, but served a very good purpose. And then the TV. Over here we had our little kitchen table and kitchenette, which we actually made really good use out of. We made breakfast here every single day and had one dinner here and stuff. And then over here was the second bedroom where my friends slept, and they had a big closet. And then the nice thing is that we had this little patio, which was really nice. The only thing is that it was a little drafty, so at night there was these shades that we closed. I don't know if you can hear that sound. I think it's a cat outside. We tried looking over this little fence and we saw a cat. So we think it's a cat in heat, but we're not really 100% sure. But yes, we had this little patio. It was a little too cold to sit out there, but still very cute. Lots of nice light. This is a heater and an air conditioning. And then this was the bathroom over here. Ta-da! This was a pretty good Airbnb. I think like the cat was a little annoying, but you didn't really hear it when they were sleeping. And actually, which is really good because we're facing the back of the street, but the front of the street can be quite loud. So it was really impressive that we like don't really hear any noise from this side. The only time that we heard any noise was on May 1st. It was Labor Day and there was a big protest, so we were able to hear some of the protests go by, but otherwise there was like not really any sounds. I think the only other annoying thing was that this is on the 3rd floor. So you have to walk up like 3 flights of stairs. And the kitchen was a little threadbare. Like there was literally 3 plates, 3 bowls, 3 forks. So we had to wash every single time. There was no dishwasher pots. But yeah, like there's a dishwasher, but no pots. Anyways, that was our Airbnb. My friends had an early flight, like their flight was at 8 a.m. because they're still traveling. They got one more stop, they're going to Nice. But I am going home. My flight isn't until 1:30, so I was able to sleep in a little bit. So I'm going to get ready now, have breakfast, and head on over to the airport. I ended up getting breakfast. We had stuff, but I was having issues with they had like an induction cooktop. I couldn't figure it out. So I ended up just going and getting breakfast at a little cafe before heading over to the airport and flying home. So yeah, guys, that was it for my Portugal vlog. Like I said, a little different compared to some of my other travel vlogs. I wasn't the best at filming clips while I was there, but I still had a lot of fun. And I think that kind of like comes through in some of the clips, at least, that we had a lot of fun. It was a really great experience. I am so thankful for my 2 friends that I went with. I absolutely love them. These are definitely memories that we're gonna have for the rest of our lives. That is it for this vlog. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. And please like this video if you want to see more travel vlogs from me. You definitely will, because coming up I'm going to Vegas and I'm also going to Montreal for the Grand Prix. So we definitely got some more travel vlogs coming up. Hopefully I'll be better at like talking during the vlogs. But yes, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of those videos and all of the other ones that I post. That is it for today's video, friends, and I'll see you in another one super soon. Bye!